Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we're going to be doing a full set of coffin nails. So the first thing that I'm doing, of course, is just going in and pushing back the cuticles. I'm just using a regular metal cuticle pusher from Amazon, and that one actually comes with a cuticle pusher and a pair of nippers for about $7 or $8. After that, we're going to go in and remove the shine from the natural nails. Of course, as always, I'm using my Scarlet Nail Jewelry by Melody Susie, and I'm using the 180 sanding bands, and you can find both of these on Amazon as well, or of course you can also shop on Melody Susie's website, but I believe they have the Amazon store as well. But as always, we start around the cuticle area, going from the right side all the way around to the left side, just going back and forth to just remove the shine from the natural nail. And then also I like to use this drill bit to kind of file down on their nail, like the free edge, to shorten the nails instead of having to go in and clip them down and then file them down with the hand file. It's like a 3-in-1 type of thing. So again, this is a 180 sanding band. I'm using my Scarlet nail drill at 5,000 RPMs. Of course, as always, just use it at whatever speed you feel comfortable, whether it's faster or slower. It's all gonna be different for everyone depending on how experienced they are with working with a nail drill. But the only way to, know what speed you can use it at is by just playing with it, speed it up, slow it down, and just whatever speed you feel comfortable using it at, that's completely fine. But we're going to go ahead and finish removing the shine. And then after this, we can go in and apply the nail tips. Alrighty, so now we're going to go in and apply the nail tips, and the nail tips that I'm using are the Macart press-on nails, and these actually have been working really good for me as nail tips, just because they are longer than my normal nail tips that I use, and they're really sturdy and I really like them, and they're already that coffin shape. And as I stated in one of my previous videos, I've been having problems with my hand hurting really bad, so it kind of helps with relieving or me not having to file so much. I know it's kind of like the lazy way to go, but you always have to work smarter and not harder. But just like any other time when we're using the regular nail tips, just apply the nail tips, making sure that they fit exactly from sidewall to sidewall. And then we're using the KDS glue to apply the nail. So as you can see, I just apply a little bit on the nail tip and then just place it right on the nail, making sure that of course we hold our client's finger really straight. That way we don't apply the nail on there crooked. And then same thing as always, if the nail tip is too small or too big, always go with the one that's a little bit bigger and just file it down on the side just a little bit for it to fit perfectly on the nail. Once we finish applying the nail tips, we can go in and just cut them down and shape them up. Alrighty, so now I'm just going in with my tip cutter and I'm going to trim the nails down to her desired length. And then after this, even though they're already that coffin shape, of course we're going to go in and just basically perfect the shape. And of course I'm going to be using a 100 nail file for that. And yeah, so again, as always, when we're filing, make sure that you hold your file as straight as you can. We're filing the sides and the free edge at a 90-degree angle. That way we get that perfect coffin shape that we want. Alrighty, so we dust the nails off, and then now I'm going to go ahead and apply a primer. I'm using the Young Nail Protein Bond, and we're applying that on the nail bed, making sure that we don't get it on the skin, because if they have any little cuts, it will burn them. Again, this is the Young Nail Protein Bond. And then for my acrylic, I'm going to be using my Mia Secret Cover Beige, Mia Secret Pink. I'm going to be using the AB Glitter Acrylic by Nail Supply Glamour. I believe it's in a number 4. And for my brush, I'm using my Alpha brush in a number 10. So the first thing that I did was just apply a thin layer of the Mia Secret Pink underneath, and then I'm gonna go in the back and do the Mia Secret Beige. It's not gonna be so much of an, well, I guess it is gonna be an ombre actually. So the only difference is that this time I'm doing the beige color first and then the glitter, because I want the glitter to be on top of the beige color. So as you can see, I'm working with a little bit of product at a time. I don't want my nail to be super thick or anything, so that's why I just apply a little bit at a time. And then I'm going in with the Nail Supply Glamour AB Glitter Acrylic. They have a whole bunch of different colors. Again, I believe this one is in a number 4, and it's really pretty. It has like a hint of pink and green. It just kind of depends on how the light hits it, but it's really pretty. Once we have that glitter down, of course, we're going to go in and encapsulate this. As always, you can use a clear, but I just use my Mia Secret Pink because it's really translucent and I just absolutely love it. So once we have, you know, the acrylic or the glitter down really good, that's when we go in and apply the Mia Secret Pink. The reason why you have to go in and encapsulate your nails is because when you come back to file, you don't want to file away your colored acrylic or your glitter. So that's why you go in there with that clear, or like me, I'm using just the pink. And that's pretty much it. So the only difference between this nail and the rest is that I'm not going to do the clear underneath, because I feel like this nail was a little bit too thick with me doing the clear underneath. And then I know for sure that she won't be coming back for a feel, because I think she came for her birthday, but she I believe because of work she can't wear her nails this long, so most likely she's gonna, you know, get a new set next time that she comes. But again, as you can see, for the rest of the nails, I'm not gonna do the clear underneath. The clear is just so next time whenever they come, if they want something different, you know, you can just file away like the glitter acrylic or the colored acrylic, and then you will still have clear there. But again, in this situation where I know she's not gonna, you know, get this set again or get a feel on this set, that way I can just go in and do the colored acrylic straight on the nail. So again, I did the cover beige right on the closest to the cuticle area, and then I'm going in with the AB glitter acrylic on the tip, and that's pretty much it. And then I'm also going to be applying some little stickers, like nail decals. It's going to be the little Louis Vuitton ones. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of the Mia Secret Pink on top of that glitter. And you want to apply the decal on top of the acrylic while it's still wet. That way it kind of sticks to that acrylic. But even then, like, the edges kind of lift up a little bit. So make sure that when you apply that decal on the nail, that you press it down into like the acrylic. That way it doesn't lift up. And then we're also going to be applying some of the other little smaller pieces on there. And then we're also going to do the same thing on the middle finger, except for it's only going to be the Louis Vuitton logo. Alrighty, so again, make sure that you press them down into the acrylic, and then after that we can go in with the Mia Secret Pink and encapsulate them. But make sure that the decals are nice and flat on the nail, because if not, you're gonna have to apply the acrylic really thick for you to fully encapsulate the decal into the nail. It's not gonna be cute. So just make sure that it's nice and flat on there before you apply the acrylic. And sometimes you will even have to apply a little bit of glue on there to stick the decals down. But it just kind of depends, you know, on the decal as well. Some are a little bit more stickier than others, and then some just give you a hard time, and you kind of just have to mess with it for it to stick onto the nail. But again, we're gonna go ahead and encapsulate this into the nail. And as you can see, I'm using the back of the brush to kind of push some of the little corners into the acrylic, and then I go in and apply more acrylic over it. Alrighty, so same thing for the other nails. Again, this one is actually going to have the Louis Vuitton symbol just like the other one, except for we're not going to do the other smaller ones on the tip. But same thing, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other nails that we did on the pinky. So just the cover beige and the glitter, and then of course encapsulating them with the Mia Secret Pink acrylic. And I'm not sure if I mentioned, but as always, I'm using my Alpha brush in a number 10, and it's an oval shape. As you guys know, I absolutely love their brushes, and if you haven't checked out my video of me comparing the number 9 and number 10 oval shape or oval brush, I'll be sure to leave that link down below so you guys can check them out. Alrighty, y'all, so same thing for the other hand. We're doing the Louis Vuitton ones on the ring finger and the middle finger, and then the rest are just going to be just the ombre. So remember that when you're applying your acrylic, you want to make sure that you work with a little bit of product at a time. You don't want to go in there and apply a huge bead of acrylic, because then you're going to end up with a really thick nail, and then you're going to have to do a lot of filing at the end. And also make sure that when you apply the acrylic that you brush really gently. I honestly feel that if you brush really hard, it kind of dries the acrylic even more, and it causes the acrylic to kind of be lumpy. So make sure that you're really gentle, and as always, make sure that you wipe your brush off a lot as you're working. That way the acrylic does not stick to your brush, because if not, you will not have a smooth application, because the acrylic is going to keep building up and building up and building up in your brush, and it's just going to be a disaster. As always, I do use the Viva paper towels. You can find them at Walmart, Target, Dollar General, wherever, but they work really good for doing nails. Alrighty, so we're finishing up the last nail. We're just finishing it and encapsulating it with the Mia Secret Pink. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and put up all of our products. Again, we use the Mia Secret acrylic system in the color pink. And the number 4 glitter by Nail Supply Glamour, which is the AB glitter acrylic. And now we're going to go in and just reshape the nails. Of course, they're already that really pretty coffin shape. But once you apply the acrylic, it kind of takes away from your shape, whether it's making your, like the free edge kind of rounded, or you would just have little rough edges on the side. So you have to go in and perfect your shape. Same thing, following the sides and the free edge at a 90-degree angle, making sure that you hold your file really straight. That way you get that perfect coffin shape. So we're doing the same thing on both hands. Again, this is a 100 nail file, and we're just reshaping the nails. And then after this, we can go in with the e-file. Alrighty, so now we're just going in with my Scarlet nail drill, and I'm using a fine drill bit, and I'm just following all of the nails, of course, starting around the cuticle area from the right side, working my way around to the left side, just going back and forth until we're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way we know that the acrylic is not on the skin and we won't be getting any lifting. So same thing, going from the right side over to the left side, just going back and forth. Also making sure that you don't leave your drill in one spot for too long, because it's going to cause friction and it's going to cause your client's nail to burn. So just keep your drill moving at all times. And also just don't put too much pressure when you're doing this. Don't put too much pressure on the nail, just because you could cut them, or again, it's going to cause friction and it will also cause their nail to burn. So as you can see, I hold their finger with my left hand. I use my thumb and my index finger, and then with my pinky I kind of hold the side of their finger, and I feel like it gives me some stability. That way the nail drill is not just all over the place. So you're just gonna have to find little things like that that work for you, that make everything, really easy for you. But of course, if you're a beginner and you're still not comfortable with using a drill, it just takes some time. Just pick it up and play with it every now and then. I know that it's scary. You don't want to cut someone, because that's how I was for a long time. But when I finally decided to pick up the nail drill was when I was still getting a lot of lifting, and I knew that it was because I wasn't getting around that cuticle area like I should. So finally, when I decided to, just put my fear to the side, I picked up the nail drill and I started practicing, used it at a really slow speed. And then once I got a little bit more comfortable, I started speeding it up. And then that's when I started getting less lifting and less lifting. But most likely, if you're still getting lifting and you're doing everything else correctly, you might not be doing this correctly, because this is one of the hardest things to do, because again, people are scared to cut someone. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and finish filing all of the nails. For this step, I'm actually using it at like 10,000 RPMs. Again, this is the Scarlet Melody Susie nail drill, and I'm using a fine drill bit. Also, if you feel like the fine one is a little bit too sharp for you, I would suggest using an extra fine drill bit one. I have some clients whose skin, or cuticle area is a lot more sensitive than others. So even if I don't even touch their cuticle area, they kind of jump back. I don't know if they're just scared or what. So I use my extra fine one for them. And then also the ceramic drill bits are not as sharp either, so those are really good as well. Alrighty, so after we finish filing the nails, I'm going in with a buffer and we're just going to buff the nails to a really smooth finish. This is just going to get rid of any of the scratches left on the nail from the hand file or the e-file. So make sure that you buff those nails really good, because if you don't, once you go in there to apply your polish, you will be able to see those scratches through your polish. So make sure again that you buff those nails really good. After this, we're going to go ahead and dust the nails off, and then you can wipe the nails off with an alcohol wipe, or you can have your clients go wash their hands, whatever works for you best. Okay, so now I'm going in with my Madam Glam Gel Top Coat, and we're going to apply that on all of the nails. And then after this, we're going to cure both hands for 60 seconds. And I'm using my Sun X UV LED light, and you can find it on Amazon. So I'll be sure to leave that link down below as well. Alrighty, y'all, so here is the final look. They turned out really pretty. That glitter is just flawless. The shape is everything, and they just turned out so pretty. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.